All right. Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining our FY19 Summer Associates Onboarding webinar. In this session, we're going to share some information about our agency, the Corporation for National and Community Service, and also dive into some details about the Summer Associates program. Our goal is to ensure that all summer associates walk away with a strong understanding of the program's key requirements and policies. Please feel free to use the chat box to ask questions throughout the call, and Alexia, my colleague, will keep track of them as they come in. We'll pause at a couple spots to answer the questions, and we'll also have a general Q&A at the end of the call. My name is Marianne Sherochinski, and I'm a program officer here at the Florida State Office. In this role, I develop and manage AmeriCorps Vista projects, including many of those that you're serving with this summer. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to service today. I wanted to note that today's call is being recorded, and with that, we'll go ahead and get started. The Corporation for National and Community Service, or CNCS, is an independent federal agency headquartered in Washington, D.C. Our agency engages Americans of all ages and backgrounds in service to help strengthen communities. Our mission is to improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement through service and volunteering. You may be familiar with two of our largest programs, AmeriCorps and Senior Corps. There are a couple different varieties of AmeriCorps, including AmeriCorps State and National, which focuses on direct service, AmeriCorps Vista, which focuses on eliminating poverty and capacity building, and AmeriCorps NCCC, which is an intensive team-based service program. There are also three different kinds of Senior Corps: the Foster Grandparent Program, the Senior Companion Program, and the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. So at your sites, you may interact with other AmeriCorps members or even Senior Corps members in your community. I wanted to share a little bit more about AmeriCorps Vista because that is the program that the Summer Associates program falls under. So AmeriCorps Vista was created in 1965, and since then, over 220,000 Vista members have served in all 50 states and U.S. territories. They serve in tribal, rural, suburban, and urban communities. And recognizing that poverty can take many forms, Vista's model is driven directly by communities in need. So all of you in your positions this summer, these were proposals developed by local communities, by the organizations that you're serving with. And so nationwide, whether the need that Vista addresses is expanding job training services for out-of-work coal miners in Kentucky, recruiting disadvantaged youth for computer literacy and coding classes in Minneapolis, or combating homelessness among our veterans across the country, AmeriCorps Vista members help others while gaining valuable skills for their career. The AmeriCorps Vista mission is to strengthen organizations that alleviate poverty through volunteering and the mobilization of resources. So today, you are joining a national effort with a rich history. The AmeriCorps Vista Summer Associates program allows existing AmeriCorps Vista projects to supplement their anti-poverty initiatives with an infusion of additional resources during the summer. So everyone starting today will be serving either 8, 9, or 10 weeks. And something that make your positions unique within Vista is that you all can perform direct service. You can work directly with service recipients, such as students, in addition to performing capacity building. You may interact with year-round Vista members at your site who may serve as mentors or coordinators, and your contribution this summer will have an impact on those being served. We're very excited for the strong network of partners we're working with this summer. In particular, I want to provide a warm welcome to Marion County Public Schools, who are hosting Summer Associates with us for the first time this year. On the call with us today, we also have Summer Associates from Communities and Schools of Florida, Florida Campus Compact, Metropolitan Ministries, Star of the Sea Foundation, and the ARC Jacksonville. So service terms and hours. So again, everyone is starting today. We'll be serving either through July 28th, August 4th, or August 11th. And summer associates will be serving in a full-time capacity within the work hours of the sponsoring agency or the subsite. So your site supervisor will provide you with the specifics regarding your assignment in terms of what hours you're expected to work. Summer associates are eligible to receive the following benefits: a living allowance, a Siegel Education Award or cash stipend upon the completion of service, reduction of education costs, training, workers' compensation, and income disregard. A little bit more information about the living allowance. It is computed on a daily rate, and it varies according to the local cost of living in the area where you are serving. Federal taxes are taken out of your living allowance based on the deductions that you indicated on your W-4. State taxes and Social Security, or FICA, are not deducted from your taxes, or from your living allowance. You will receive your living allowance every 2 weeks, not twice a month. And it's also going to be directly deposited into the bank account that you indicated when you're completing your onboarding paperwork. And your statements can be obtained via the My AmeriCorps portal. And so for folks starting today, the key date to keep in mind is that your first scheduled living allowance payment is for Friday, June 14th. And this is assuming that all of your onboarding paperwork has been completed on time. And we'll go into paperwork a little bit later in the call. A bit more information about income disregard. Summer associate living allowance payments cannot be used in calculating benefits for the following public assistance programs: SSI, TANF, assisted housing, veterans benefits, child care, food stamps or WIC, that is if the summer associate was eligible for and or receiving benefits prior to joining VISTA. Now we'll move on to the end of service benefit. If you selected the Education Award as your end of service benefit, it will be available through your My AmeriCorps account approximately 2 weeks after your close of service date. It's going to be an electronic document that you're able to send to your school or loan holder directly via your My AmeriCorps account. A really important thing to keep in mind is that your award is good for up to 7 years, but definitely don't wait all the way up until the end to use it. Another important thing to plan for is that you will pay taxes on the award during the year that you use it. And for this summer, you will earn $1,289.95 for successfully completing a summer term of service. And these funds can only be used to pay tuition and college costs and related expenses at Title IV schools and to repay existing qualified student loans. The other option available to summer associates is the cash stipend. So the award will be directly deposited into your bank account if this is the selection that you've made. The award does have federal taxes withheld, so these amounts here on the right are your pre-tax amounts. And the use of the cash stipend is not restricted to educational expenses. Another really important type of benefit is leave. And so this is a little bit different. If any of you all are familiar with the regular AmeriCorps Vista program, leave benefits do operate differently for summer associates because the term of service is so short. So summer associates receive leave on federal holidays observed by their sponsor and have weekends free, depending on the sponsor's needs, policies, and regular work schedule. Sponsors may adjust schedules for summer associates as they would for a regular VISTA member to compensate for service during weekends or holidays. Now this is a really important point. Because the service period is limited, summer associates are not eligible for personal or sick leave. Instead, supervisors may arrange for limited absences, 1 or 2 days, that will be made up by serving extra hours or extra days. Summer associates are subject to jury duty. So if this does apply to you during your service, your time spent on jury duty will not be counted against your term of service or your education award. Summer associates are eligible for up to 5 workdays of emergency leave, but this must be done with prior approval from the state office. So I wanted to quickly pause here. We've gone over a high-level overview of CNCS and summer associates, a bit more information about your service term and hours, and then dove into benefits a bit more. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them over the phone or in the chat box. So I do see that Marion County is having some trouble. This webinar is being recorded, Renee, so we can try streaming it through video once it's recorded, and we'll follow up after the call to help troubleshoot. Yes, and Anna is echoing. For anyone who has different joining from a different site today. So this should apply to Florida Campus Compact and also to communities and schools of Florida. Please do send your sub-site attendance, which summer associates are with you this morning. Send that to your VISTA supervisor. So that would be Mary Matthews or Anna Midas. Okay, Alexia has a question. Is the education award a certain amount of money for school? Yes, it is. It is, let me go back to that slide. Yes, so this is the amount, $1,289.95. So that is eligible at most colleges and universities. This Title IV, it means it's a school that is eligible to receive federal student aid. And then also you could use it to pay back loans that you already have. And so qualified loans would be federal student loans. That's a great question. Do we have any other questions right now? All right. Well, we will be able to answer more questions at the end. All right. So now we're going to dive into the My AmeriCorps account, which all of you are already quite familiar with. So this is an incredibly important account because you'll be able to get a lot of important information about your service from this portal. So you can go to the Living Allowance tab to view your biweekly living allowance statements. You can see what the before tax amount was, how much was withheld in tax, and how much was directly deposited into your account. After your service, if you've selected the Education Award, this is where you will be able to view and manage your Education Award in the Education Award tab. Also, when it comes time to do taxes next year, you'll be able to find your tax statements in the My AmeriCorps portal. We'll also be using your My AmeriCorps account to complete your close of service paperwork, and we'll discuss that in a couple slides. And also, should you be interested in applying for another AmeriCorps position in the future, your application will remain in the system, and you'll be able to use it to apply for future opportunities. Now we're going to move on to everybody's favorite topic, which is paperwork. Your supervisors have heard plenty from me on this topic, and some of you may have received a couple emails from me as well. So those who are returning to serve another summer with us will remember paper oath forms, but we are very happy to share that this year we're moving to an electronic oath. So to ensure that it will be filled out correctly, we're going to go through it right now. It's going to be administered today at the end of this call. And you will be sworn in today by my colleague, Alexia Lunningham. So it is incredibly important that all the information in the oath is filled out correctly because we don't want it to be reset and resent back to you because delays could affect your first living allowance. So your oath of service will be available after 12 Eastern today. So when you're in your My AmeriCorps account, you're going to find this tab here that's highlighted called Vista Oath of Service. And that is how you will access the oath. So in the first box, you will fill out your first day of service, which is today, June 3rd. Be very careful. Make sure to enter that it's 2019. I've seen it been reset because some folks still put 2018. So it's June 3rd, 2019. Box number 2 is the name of the CNCS official who administered the oath. So this is going to be my colleague, Alexia Lunningham. So if you're in a room with a whiteboard, please write her name. Make sure to get the spelling correctly. Put it up there. So that's going to be the name that you put in box 2. Do not put the name of your supervisor. That is the other folks that I have. The other mistake that I've seen folks do is that they might put their direct supervisor, in that box. Box 3 is your electronic signature. So you're going to type your full legal name, which you used on your AmeriCorps application, and that is listed in My AmeriCorps. You don't so much have to worry about your middle name as long as your first and last name match up with what's in the portal. And then box 4 is a checkbox under electronic signature that shows that your electronic signature qualifies as a legal signature on the oath form. And then you will press submit. So the VISTA member support unit will review the oath form for accuracy, and they'll follow up with you if there are any issues. But it is critical that the form is filled out correctly, because if it's not correct, it will not be accepted. And delays in a correct oath form could delay your first living allowance payment. If you see that your oath is not available after 12 Eastern today, please reach out to the VISTA member support unit. There's a 1-800 number that will be on a slide towards the end of the presentation, and they will be able to troubleshoot that for you and make sure that it is accessible. So all of the onboarding forms listed towards the bottom of this slide, most folks have already completed them, and thank you so much, because that makes everybody's lives so much easier. So thank you for logging in and navigating the system and submitting the information. Please do keep in mind that you cannot change your end of service benefit selection, so that's the Ed Award or cash stipend, after you have been activated in the portal by the VMSU. So you should be able to change between the Ed Award and the cash stipend as of this morning, but once you are activated by the VISTA member support unit, that will be locked and you will not be able to change it. A few folks have reached out to me with questions about the onboarding forms. And so if you have a question, you can't find something, or something isn't loading properly, please contact the VISTA member support unit. And again, I'll reference the 1-800 number towards the end of the call. All right, this is more exciting stuff. Get ready. Policies. So just wanted to revisit some important requirements of the AmeriCorps VISTA program. The first is relating to your VISTA assignment description, or your VAD. So summer associates are approved to perform the activities in their VISTA assignment description. So these are documents that your subsite supervisors or the VISTA supervisors for your project worked to develop. They were all submitted and reviewed by program officers here in our office. So this is sort of like a contract. This is our agreement, saying, yes, you may have summer associates, and these are the activities that they're going to be doing this summer. So it is really crucial that summer associates are not to be directed or permitted to engage in other activities that are not in their VAD. If a revision is necessary to a summer associate's VAD, because that does happen occasionally, the VISTA sponsor needs to reach out to their program officer and get approval before the activities change. And summer associates, if you have questions about how to get your VAD, please ask your direct supervisor. It's important also to note that summer associates are not employees of the sponsor or the site, and they're provided to the site courtesy of CNCS. In the summer role, you are not discretionary staff, you are not clerical staff, you're not interns, and you may not be used to displace staff. Agencies or organizations to which summer associates are assigned, or which operate or supervise a VISTA project, are prohibited from requesting or receiving any compensation from summer associates or those who benefit from the services that members provide. Summer associates can hold outside employment according to the same policy applicable to our year-round VISTA members, but this employment must be approved by the CNCS state office. Another really important topic is religious and political activities, and I wanted to share a couple of examples here. So summer associates, they may not give religious instruction, conduct worship services, or engage in any religious activity as part of their summer associates' duties, or would be perceived to be a part of their duties by members of the community in which they serve. Summer associates may not participate in political campaigns or voter registration drives, provide transportation to the polls, lobby, engage in pro or anti-labor union organizing, or take any action with respect to partisan or nonpartisan political activity while on duty or perceived to be on duty as a summer associate. So part of that element of being perceived on duty is your service gear. Later on this summer, you will receive a t-shirt as a summer associate. So just making sure that if you are doing anything relating to religious or political activities this summer, making sure that it's really distinct from your summer associate role and that you're not wearing any summer associate or any VISTA gear. And finally, you cannot raise funds for a political candidate at any time during your service as a summer associate. This is because of the special status that you have as part of our program. So at any time, even when you're not in AmeriCorps gear, you cannot raise funds for a political candidate while enrolled in our program. So for more information, there are a couple of links on this slide. I'll be sending out this PowerPoint after the call to all of VISTA supervisors, who will forward it along to everybody. But the main takeaway point from this slide is that these are examples. There are actually quite a number of factors to consider regarding prohibited activities. So the main message to take away is that if you have any concerns about religious or political activities, please ask questions. And more information about who to contact with your questions will be shared towards the end of the presentation. The following steps must be completed at least 3 weeks prior to the close of your service date. It's kind of funny to already be talking about your close of service on your first day, but it will be here before you know it. So your VISTA supervisor will notify you that the time has come to start your future plans form, and you will complete Part A through your MyAmeriCorps account. Then the FPF will be electronically sent to your VISTA supervisor, who will complete Part B, which is your service evaluation. And once that is complete, it will be returned to you for your review and comment in the MyAmeriCorps portal. So just like the onboarding paperwork is really crucial in making sure that you get paid on time, FPFs are also really critical because it can also impact your benefits. A late FPF could mean that you're overpaid, which means that we need to make the really unfortunate phone call about how you need to pay us back some money. And it could also delay access to your end of service benefit. So whether that's the Ed Award or the cash stipend, if we don't have your FPF, we cannot grant you that end of service benefit. All right, so I wanted to quickly pause once more. We've talked about your AmeriCorps account, onboarding paperwork, done an overview of some important policies, and also an overview of the close of service process. So let me take a look at the chat box. Let's see. So did have a question about leave, and thank you, Alexia, for commenting about how the leave is requested from the immediate supervisor. But again, there is no personal or sick leave in summer associates, and if you miss a limited amount of time, 1 or 2 days, that time has to be made up. Absences beyond that will mean that you will have to exit from the program. All right, do we have any other questions? All right, we will keep going. All right, we wanted to close out the call today with a bit more information about resources. The Vista Member Support Unit is our support center that's available to you to help with administrative member management items like onboarding forms and payroll matters. The VMSU is based in Washington, D.C. at our headquarters. You can submit an online request at questions.nationalservice.gov. But I also encourage you to give them a call through the National Service Hotline. So that number is 1-800-942-2677. And if the options haven't changed in recent weeks, I believe option 5 is one to reach the Vista Member Support Unit. So if you're having a lot of trouble with your onboarding forms, if you have trouble with the oath, they are the best folks to reach out to. I see Mary piped up with a question about it being closed on Fridays. I believe that it's seasonal, Mary, but it is often closed on Fridays. So I would encourage people to call Monday through Thursday just to try to avoid that. And then if you have challenges with accessing your education award at the end of your term of service, please call the National Service Hotline. They have more information than I do, unfortunately. And then in the future, if you find that if you want to apply to another AmeriCorps program or just log into your account and you forgot your password, you can call or email the National Service Hotline. So some additional resources. So the Vista Campus, which is vistacampus.gov, has a lot of really great information about the program. And I've highlighted some particular areas that may be of interest to you. So not only the mission and goals, there's a document called the Vista Member Handbook, and Chapter 11 is specifically dedicated to summer associates. There's a link for starting summer associates. And then there's also a resource called Benefits of Service, which provides even more detail than what I've gone into today. But just be sure to select the option that says Show Summer Associate Benefits Only to see what is applicable to your position. And then another site is the Siegel Education Award website, which will give you more information about using that benefit. So other key resources for summer associates. A lot of your questions your direct supervisor may be able to answer. I've been getting some questions before today, people asking, well, what's the address? What are my hours? Unfortunately, I don't have all of that information at my fingertips. So your direct supervisor will be a key resource for you. In addition, some of you may have another resource person in your toolkit, and that is your Vista supervisor for your Vista project. So folks on this call today, that would most likely be Mary Matthews at Communities and Schools of Florida and Anna Midas at Florida Campus Compact. So they are my primary point of contact with all of the different sites that you're serving with this summer. And then for the other and for all the other projects, your direct supervisor and the Vista supervisor are the same person. So again, the Vista Member Support Unit is a really great resource, and their number is on the slide once more. And a lot of information about your account, such as your pay and other, like your end date, you can find in your My AmeriCorps portal account. And then you can also reach out to our state office using that address, FL as in Florida at cns.gov. Thank you, Mary, for about great photos. We're always looking for wonderful photos, especially those that are well branded. So you can also send those to the Florida address, FL at cns.gov. And then if, sharing a little bit about what's going on in the picture will be helpful, so when we can share it out on social media. All right, we are ready to move on to the oath. So before we complete the oath, I wanted to note that the words swear and so help me God may be stricken when the summer associate elects to affirm rather than swear the oath of service. So if you'd like to, you can say, I do solemnly affirm at the beginning of the oath, and you can leave out the statement, so help me God, at the end. And so with that, we're ready to swear everybody in. don't feel like you don't necessarily need to unmute your lines. Alexia will pause to allow everyone to repeat after her. So I'll ask the summer associates to please stand and raise their right hands. Alexia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, take it away.
Okay. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So
So help me God.
Congratulations, you guys joined the military. Kidding.
I love you.
Alexia.
Yay!
Oh, welcome everybody. You are now officially AmeriCorps Vista Summer Associates, and we are really thrilled to have you serving with us this summer. Across the state, we have 139 of you beginning service today, serving from as far north as Pensacola and as far south as the Florida Keys and Key West. So we are thrilled to have you. So with that,
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. So with that, just wanted to pause once more for any questions from the group. All right, excellent. Well, if any others arise, please do feel free to reach out to your supervisor, your VISTA supervisor, or myself. We will find you the answer that you're looking for. And please do remember that your electronic oaths will be unlocked in a little less than an hour. And please do complete that in a timely manner because we do want you to get paid on time. So. See, Isabella asked where we got the Vista mug on the last slide. That's actually a stock photo. It's not my Vista mug. I wish I had one, but I don't. Sorry. But in terms of gear, your summer associates will be receiving T-shirts. Right now, we've been working on making sure everybody's paperwork is set so everyone can, again, get paid on time. I think there's a common theme. But as soon as we have everybody squared away, we'll be sending out T-shirts so everyone can get that. And thank you, Mary, for your kind words. It's been many months of preparation to get everybody here to this day, so we appreciate everybody. All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of your day, your first day of service, and we look forward to supporting you throughout the summer. Thank you, everybody.